Hello, this is Craig. This is day 11 of the 30-day video challenge. So today I have a list of things and we'll see how far down the list I can get within my 5 to 10 minutes. And if I don't get through all of them, I'll pick up with this list tomorrow. Some of you may have heard the question or the phrase, how do you keep the main thing the main thing? Behind the idea here behind the question is whatever you're doing, how do you keep from getting distracted from whatever it is you care most about? If you're writing, then the main thing would be writing. If you're a filmmaker, then the main thing would be making films. If you're a musician, then maybe the main thing would be performing music. If you're a writer and you write music, maybe it's writing music. The question is, how do you keep the main thing the main thing? Because no matter what discipline, what art that you focus on, there are plenty of distractions that keep you from whatever it is you create. And in day 9 of the 30-day video challenge, I spoke on the amount of distractions there are for modern day creators and just how challenging it is to focus on whatever craft you've chosen. And so I'm using this question to kind of phrase our discussion today is how do we keep focused on whatever it is that we do as a creator? Because this is really challenging. You know, and a part of this is just having access to a lot more information at any given time. So, having a basically a computer in your pocket, a smartphone with access to all this information on the internet, on YouTube about how to do things better is a fantastic blessing. So, having this access to all this information, all these videos, all this media teaching us how to do different things is a huge blessing. But at the same time, there comes, I don't know, a few challenges with having all that information accessible. One of those challenges as a creator is constantly wanting to get better at your craft, at different aspects of your craft. And you if you scroll your YouTube feed, you're going to come across a lot of these videos explaining how to get better at editing your videos, how to get better at making thumbnails, how to get better with your equipment. So, how to get better sound, how to get better lighting, how to improve your shots like with your camera, whatever it is. There's going to be so much that shows up in your feed. And if you're anything like me, you see these videos and you're like, oh, yeah, I want to do that. I want to get better at my thumbnails. I want to get better at my audio, my lighting. You want all these things. And it's very easy to go down a rabbit hole and get lost in these videos. So much like people that are just consuming content on YouTube get lost watching videos because they watch one after another. And it may not just be on YouTube, it may be on TikTok that you start and you see a video on TikTok and all of a sudden you're like 10 layers deep where you've watched video after video and you don't know where you're at and why you started there or where you started because you've drifted so far. I think this challenge exists for a lot of different type of creators. And so the question is, how do we keep the main thing the main thing is a very legitimate question because each day, depending on what your routine is, you have options on what you can spend your time and energy on. And knowing what the main thing is very important. And being able to focus on that and prioritize your time is really a challenge. We ask this question to kind of keep our minds in the right space, keep the right mindset. As I'm thinking about this out loud, I'm learning as I'm going. I don't have all this figured out. And so I'm kind of discussing, how do I figure this out? How do I keep the main thing the main thing? Because I'm ever learning as a creator. I've never arrived. If I ever arrived, I've lost it. Okay. Because as a creator, I always need to be learning. No matter what it is I'm creating, I need to be learning and growing. And so if I ever think that there's nothing to learn or there's nothing to improve upon, there's something really serious gone wrong with me. There's always things for me to be improving. And so this can prove to be a distraction. just as I described, okay? With going through your feed and seeing all these opportunities for growth, and all of a sudden you're listening about, or you're listening or watching about how to improve your thumbnails on YouTube. And that really wasn't a priority today. So how do we honor those desires to improve our craft, our skills, and at the same time don't lose that information that we come across? Because I think, at least for me, the the concern when I see a video that would be extremely beneficial to me is I don't want to lose that. And so at first, when I go through this process, I would just watch all those videos or open new tabs in my browser and watch those. And that's just not sustainable. So here is kind of my idea here is keep a running list of topics of things that you want to get better on, that's related to your craft, that's related to your hobbies, whatever it is, keep a running list. And maybe look at that list once a week and determine, what am I going to work on this week? What am I going to learn that's new this week? And schedule dedicated time that week to learning those new things. And over time, you'll get to spend more and more time working towards those things that you want to improve on. You say, okay, Craig, that's great, but what do I do with all these videos that I come across? So one of the things that I've done is set up playlists on my YouTube account, because as I come across one, what I do is you can save a video. What you've probably seen, and this is nothing new if you use YouTube, is the idea that you can save something to watch it later. There's actually, I think, a playlist that's called Watch Later. And so I've taken this kind of to a different level, and that I've created a bunch of different playlists based on topics. And as I come across a video that pertains to a certain topic, I put it on that playlist. And so I'm not losing that information. I'm not skipping over it. I'm just saying, hey, we're going to put this away for later, and we're going to put it in a safe place where we can find it again. And so then, as you're scheduling your week or you're prioritizing your time every week, you can, again, if you're trying to get better at something, you can say, I want to get better at making YouTube thumbnails this week. And so when you come to that time in your schedule that you've plotted out or you've planned out for getting better at YouTube thumbnails, you can go into that playlist and watch a video. And so that's just going to help you save materials for things that you're trying to accomplish. And hopefully you can use this system over time to get better at different areas of your craft. So I hope that thought is helpful. I'm definitely going to take it and use it myself. I've already started embracing it, probably just not as fully as I would want to embrace it. So I hope that idea is beneficial for you. Obviously, I didn't get very far down my list because there was lots to talk about on this particular topic of how do you keep the main thing the main thing. And it was specifically dealing with some distractions based on what you want to get better at. So that's just one idea. I may revisit this topic in future videos, but I wanted to just start that discussion and start right here and then just acknowledge that, because this is something I'm working on as well. So again, this is day 11 of the video challenge. This is Craig. Until tomorrow, talk to you later.